It really is just amazing how quickly the seasons can change. Like 1 minute you've got snow and very cold weather, and then the next you are enjoying sunshine and trying to make the most of the day. Well, it is officially rainy season here in this little corner of Tennessee, and we are trying to make the most of these very sparse, sunshiny days that we get by taking walks and just enjoying being outside. And since we finally got my raised garden beds finished, I can start planting all of my seeds. So join me today as I plant and plan out my garden beds. And if you've seen my previous videos, you've seen that I've actually gridded everything out on paper, so I have a resource to refer to while I'm planting. But if you're new here, my name's Elise, and I talk about everything from homesteading and starting a new garden and baking sourdough breads and motherhood. So if that's something that's interesting to you, please do give it a like and subscribe if you're interested.
Hello. Good morning. The birds are singing. It's a beautiful day today. Well, actually, it's been raining all day long. It's around 11 o'clock, and we have a break in the gloomy weather so I can actually get out here and begin planting. This has been such a long anticipated thing. I've been aching to have a garden and a vegetable garden and flowers for so many months. So the day has finally come. My cat's doing zoomies on the tree. So we are going to get our hands dirty and begin planting. Let's just get into everything. I'm going to be gridding out my beds by 1 foot by 1 foot blocks and grids. So I have all of these different little push pins. I'm not sure if they're going to work because the wood is really thick and very hard. I think they're pine and they're incredibly dry, so they've just sucked up all of the moisture. But yeah, so I have some twine and my measuring tape and a little bit of good luck. So, okay, so here we go.
When I tell you that this has been a long time coming, this garden has been a long time coming. I started planning out exactly what I wanted in the autumn of last year, which I was like, all right, this is probably a little bit too much time to actually be planning all of this out, but that is kind of the way my brain works. If I have ample time to research and figure things out, then I won't be stressed out leading up to when I need to have everything finished by. So yeah, last year I was doing a lot of research trying to figure out, okay, I really want to have a raised garden that was 8x4 by a minimum of 18 inches. And I just wanted to have something that was low maintenance, but also could give me some really good harvest and have a really good success in the sowing and planting and raising and all of that. And so because of that goal, I was able to find Epic Gardening, which is the parent company of Botanical Interests, very conveniently. Kevin made a big video on how to start a garden. So it was for beginners. And he recommended the square foot gardening method, which basically is you plant everything in little square foot cubes in your garden beds, and that will help create more produce, but also less maintenance for you, and it will just totally fill out the beds, and it's just very convenient and nice, specifically for new gardeners. But as I continued doing my research, I found that other people, professionals, use the square foot method. So I found a few florists who were breaking down how to prepare and plan out a flower bed, like a row, so an 8x4 row in the ground, and she was using the square foot method as well. So it was really cool to be able to see other people incorporate that method for other things than just vegetables and being in a raised bed. So that was really nice, and it was helpful for me to be able to figure out, okay, now I want these specific seeds, I want these plants, and I want to incorporate these flowers too. Now, in the last video that I made, I shared all of the seeds in the company that I purchased these seeds from. Majority of my vegetables are all going to be botanical interests. And I had a few from Johnny's Selected Seeds, but since they are a little bit more on the pricey side, I did try to narrow those down to specific plants. So my potatoes, botanical interest didn't exactly have the kind of tomatoes that I want, and everything else is literally botanical interest. So we'll just see how well the botanical interest vegetable garden that I have will turn out. But I'm very hopeful that I did everything correctly, because some seed packets that had very, very few seeds in them. And so I had to think on the fly and figure out, okay, it'll all be okay. We can kind of play around with the layout just a little bit. And I'm very grateful that I did leave some wiggle room for that. I thought, this will actually be very nice to incorporate some more flowers in here. We'll just see. There might have been a square that I missed. It's a little bit of like a big puzzle, but if you like Sudoku or anything that's requiring you to actually think outside the box, literally, this is definitely a great method.
Ugh, it's done. It's finally done. I've finished planting what I can in these beds, and I had just enough for pretty much everything that I planned, and I did make a couple of changes and alterations to what I ended up planting. So in the far bed, let's see, I still have a few sunflowers that I need to plant in this corner here, and then in the back 2 squares back there, because I am wanting to do, what is it called? I keep forgetting this phrase. It's called, I forgot the word, and I always do. I always forget the word. I don't know why it's such a hard thing for me to remember. But basically, in 2 weeks, I'm going to plant more sunflowers in one of those boxes, and then the next 2 weeks, I'll plant another one, and so forth. And I'm doing that because I want to have blooms coming up throughout the summer, not just all coming up during 1 week. Sunflowers are in the corners, and then cucumber is in the back 3 squares. And then I ended up doing quite a bit of changing around. So I think I ended up only planting 2 tomatoes, but we'll see. I had to step aside and go take care of my son, so I don't really remember. But where I had the bee balm here, in the middle squares, I swapped positions with the basil, and I had some really lovely English daisies that I found in one of my bins, and I thought, you know what, that'd be kind of nice to have some more flowers, and I could move some of the things from that bed over here, no problem. So I put the daisies there in the back, and then the basil is up in the front. And then I have, I think, maybe 2 bee balms. And then, of course, the rosemary, shallots, carrots, and cilantros, it's all here. And I realized that I didn't have carrots in my haul because I had given my seed packet to my mom, and I need to go and see if she has some more. So if not, no worries. I'd love to have some carrots, so I need to go over and check what she has. And then here in this bed, I did a lot because this bed, I had so much space and I didn't have enough seeds to just plant things. So I kind of just threw whatever rest of the things that I had into this bed here. So I have my 2 fuchsia purple zinnias here in these 2 back corners, and then on the 3rd square here and the 3rd square there, I have the ballerina zinnias. I had a few more seeds of those, so I decided to add those. The creamy blush pink white is going to go right next to the hot fuchsia purple, and then in the middle there is these middle 2 squares are going to be the orange zinnias. And then let's see here, lemon balm, peas, that's all the same, but here where the mint was, I think it was, this one here, and this one here, that is the orange zinnia. And for the basil, which was there in that corner, I had a little bit more of the English daisies, so I just threw that in there because I have all the basil back there. All these crows are just having a heyday over here, and that is one thing that I'm a little concerned about, because I have had so many, at least 4 or 5 crows just hang out here. So I'm really hoping that they aren't going to be a nuisance for the garden, because we're going to have some beef, my guys. Yeah, so anyway, that's pretty much the whole plan. I'll share what it originally looked like, and then what I ended up doing differently. I still have to get my potatoes at the end of the month, and then once I get those are going straight in the ground here. I decided not to even mess with the cover crop, because by the time they're starting to come up, that's when I need to start planting my potatoes anyway. So, and for my potatoes, I'm going to kind of make individual little mounds for them, so I know exactly where they are. It'll be ugly, but you know, it's delicious. So that is my garden. I'm so happy to have finally finished up everything. Now we're not finished, like I said, planting things. I still have a few things to plant, but and I'll update as the weeks go on for finishing up the garden and any updates of seeing little sproutlings come up. So I'm very happy. This has been a big goal for me for the last honestly, for about a year. And I am just so happy to see that all of this is here. It's exactly how I had envisioned, and I am just so hopeful that we can at least get a good harvest and also have some beautiful flowers to look out at. It's just so peaceful, except for the crows. It's okay. I might have to make a scarecrow. That could be fun. Just as a quick side note, look, this is my pear tree, and they're already starting to bloom. Oh, I'm so happy. Hopefully we can get a good harvest. It's so beautiful. They'll probably bloom tomorrow by the looks of it. Like, look, these little buds are just about ready to pop. Oh, this is gonna be so nice. Okay, that's it. That's my update. Good morning. It's the next day. We have fully finished gardening, and it's just such a mental relief just to have it all just done with. So it rained last night, which is just so convenient for me because I just forgot to water my seeds yesterday, which is not a great way to start off your gardening. Anyway, everything's been planted. I couldn't find my carrot seeds over at my mom's place, so I'm gonna go pick some up at the nursery. Last thing I really want to get done today, hopefully, is to finish up the last 2 trees of mine. These ones haven't budded out yet at all. They're starting to get some little tiny buds sticking out from the bark. None of them have made progress like my pear tree, and this pear tree always blooms like first. It is just so pretty to look out and just see a fluff of white flowers. So it's very lovely to look at. While little one is sleeping, let's try to make some progress. I see you. I have so many just clumps of branches and sticks everywhere. I think I'm going to just clean up the yard first, and then we'll just see where we're at. We went to the garden center and I got a little bit carried away, if I'm being honest. We had just a great time. My son woke up, I was cleaning out the back area, and yeah, let me just show you what I got here. I did get my packet of carrots, so I'd like to go plant those right now before it rains, because look at just how dark it is. Actually, I think it's going to rain any minute. So, but I did also get some nice pastel gladiolas that we're going to plant. Yes. And my son actually ended up picking out both of these colors. So it was so funny. There was a whole wall of root balls of these little different kinds of plants and stuff. And he just walked up, looked at it, and just pulled these 2 down, and then that was it. He didn't like any other ones. So these are nice little rain lilies. They'll come up in the summer, and the gladiolas will last in the spring. But one thing that we got that is very exciting, and part of the plan for long-term gardening and landscaping, is we got some blueberries. And this is going to be so good because our ground is completely acidic because of all of the pine trees that we have. So we got pink lemonade. I was surprised to see this over at the garden center. Hi! Hi! I'm really excited to eat these. We also got some Chandler blueberries, as well as, what is this one? This one is the Blu-ray North something. So these 2 are companion plants, and this one was just a bonus. So I think we're going to go plant those. We're supposed to get a frost pretty soon, but it's both of these are, all of these are frost tolerant. So they're already starting to get some nice buds on there. So I'm going to go figure out a place to plant them with the little family and get my carrots planted. So let's go do that before the rain comes. Oh man, this is just such a big mental achievement for me. So this video, I wanted to show you my new garden basket. It's got everything in here. I've been using it already, but let me just take it out. I'll just show you. I really wanted to find something that was able to be washable, and so I went to Home Goods yesterday and I got this little plastic mesh basket with little handles, and if I just decide it's got some dirt in it, I can either shake it out, it'll come right out, or I could just hose it down. And you can't really do that with other gardening baskets and things like that. Plus, this is going to be very easily storageable to go underneath bins and all that stuff. I also, I need to clean this off. I got this little toolkit from Lowe's for $14, and that is a lot cheaper than what I've seen on Amazon or anywhere else for some nice tools. Also, this basket fits my saw for my orchards very nicely. There are my gloves in there. I have another pair that I actually washed because it got all muddy. My mom last year gave me this little gardening pad, so everything just fits very nicely, and it also fits the flowers that I'm planting right now. These are some wildflowers. Sorry, my son is right over here. This is it. This is my gardening basket, and I'm so thrilled about it. So we're going to continue being outside since the day is just so nice. I'm really glad that I didn't end up pruning my trees yesterday because I didn't realize that my peach tree, the one that I was planning on pruning, actually budded out later that day. So probably a good thing that I didn't do any more trimming. And we're supposed to get a cold snap this weekend. It's supposed to get down to 21. So we're going to have to do some prep to make sure the beds and the flowers that I've planted are good to go. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I've been really very happy to be outside, and it's just been such a weight off my chest to know that my garden is planted, the seeds are doing their thing, and we are just here for the long haul, and I can't wait for the harvest that we get. I'll see you in the next video, and hopefully we can get back in the kitchen and doing some baking. So, or some more flower planting. I got more of those. Bye guys.